Hey guys, welcome to another episode of All Bass Curations, Effects, Tutorials, Demos, and Review. So today we're going to, go through all these different patches that'll be in the preset pack, right? So I'm not going to do as much talking today. I'm literally going to try to go straight through these patches, right? So we can just get through them because it is 99 of them. And so just so you understand what it is, we have the first part. I took the time to not only just create the patches, some stock patches. Every patch on here preset has been touched. Trust and believe. None of these are just the stock, but some of them are the stock sounds with slight alterations, or the stock sound with the proper tracking settings for the unit. So all this is just preset for you. Now you don't have to really worry about it. And I organized them into different categories, kind of, as much as possible. So first few presets will be different bass synth sounds. Then there'll be a section that'll be like dry effects, like if I just wanted to use the chorus or the overdrive filter section, etc. Then I have the pads in there, and then the lead sounds, and then the arpeggiator sounds. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started here. All right, so patch number 1 is an octaver. Now with these octavers on here, your EQ definitely matters. So let's get to it. So that's patch number 1, just an octaver. Patch number 2, now we're getting into the synth bass. So setting number 2, preset number 2, preset number 3. So that's number 3. Number 4. So that's number 4. Number 5. And feel free to hit that like button. I definitely appreciate y'all hanging out with me. So, got a quick question here. How much does one of the units cost? The Enzo X is 600. So, yes, it is it is pricier, but trust me, it's worth it. It's not. It's like a multi-effects unit, even though it's a synth unit, and it also can be played with a keyboard. So, it like all these same sounds. I could just plug in a MIDI controller and play a keyboard with it with MIDI. So, or you can hook different instruments into this. So it's a very powerful pedal. So I know the price point is a little high, it seems like, but when you look at it like a keyboard module and you see how much keyboard modules cost, sound modules cost, or sound racks, or keyboards, you'll understand that 600 ain't really that much. But let's keep going. Now the packs are on the Patreon. If you want to get, matter of fact, let me do that. I think I have it here. I just put the link to the actual preset pack on here. So now if you would like to download it, you could just go to the Patreon, right? That's the direct link, and you'll be able to download all these sounds instantly, and then you can just import them use the import external library on the app on your computer, and import all of this library into your pedal. So if you want sounds like that, you got to get it. It's number 5. And all of these, I got them to track really well. Let me just go back real quick just so you can. So great sounds, great. This is a great unit in general. I highly recommend this unit. Of course, you see, well, you can't see, but those of you that follow me know I have a huge, pedal board that I use and everything. But this Enzo X definitely has very much impressed me. So let's go on to number 6. And we're in the bass synth category right now, so we're going through all the bass synth sounds. Number 6. Now, number 7. So as you can see, sound it's a real synth. It's not effects making it sound like a synth. It's real live synth. So number 7, number 8. So you got all different types of bass sounds here, you know, as you can see, even in the first 8. Now we're on number 9. That's number 9. Number 10. I'm saying it just, when you see some of the stuff that's out on it, you'll think it's just a guitar pedal. You know, you wouldn't even know all that bass goodness in there. This is number 11. So that's number 11. Number 12. Number 12. Here's number 13. So that's 13, 14. So that's number 14. Got another question here. I use Diodario Pro stills. They sound great. They last a decent amount of time. No strings last forever anyway. I like bright strings that have a nice. These sound almost like piano strings when they're, you know, when you hear my actual bass. None of this is my actual bass sound. All of this is literally synth sounds that's being tracked. And this will track with whatever gauge string you have. What's more important about the tracking is going to be your EQ. So if you have, for this particular unit, you want to cut your lows, cut the low frequencies, boost the low mid frequencies, so around like 300. And then you want to, cut a little bit of the high end stuff, like anything that's, makes your bass extra sparkly. You don't really need that for this track, and it's mostly trying to track the mids. So that's what I found works best for me. And then, yeah, it does track very well. Like, as you can see, it's got some stuff with it. Number 15. And hit that like button for me, guys. I definitely appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Again, this pack is out right now. It's available on the Patreon. You can go and pick up this pack right now. The pack is actually $60. And you'll have all these sounds programmed. Like I said, if you watch any of my previous live streams, like yesterday, I was finishing up the pack and creating some packs. It takes a long time to work on these presets, so I could save you hours. It took me a few weeks to put it all together. So, all right, here's number 15. Number 15. Here's number 16. $17. The 17, 18. All right, 19. This is the one patch that's kind of out of place. So, let's see what we got here. Yeah, this pedal can emulate pretty much most Moog synth bass type sounds, like most of the stuff you would hear on most classic records. Most synth bass sounds aren't that. I mean, it's not too many bass sounds that are really out of the range of this pedal. It may take you a while to sit down and craft it to get it as close as possible, but this one in the C4 synth, definitely you can craft a lot of different types of bass synths with them. So, all right, number 20. Number 21. It's number 21. 22. right. 23. All right. 24. All right. Number 25. See what we got here. No, I don't have a fretless, and I can't really stop and switch basses at the moment. I got to go through 199 patches. Like I don't have time to switch basses right now. Yeah. $27. little vibrato in the patch there, and a little bit of distortion as well. 28. $29. Number 30. $31. if you can't tell, already with this unit, it really is kind of like a multi-effects unit, especially when you take advantage of the different sections of it. So far you've been hearing like the phaser, the chorus, envelope filters, different filters, and different distortions and overdrives. It's got a delay in there, a dual delay, and it has a ring mod and a bit crusher, which is just insane. And then you have complete control of all this stuff with various parameters, or you can have this foot switch here, trigger up to a ton of different stuff. Like this thing is like 6 different things. And plus you can use the 6 different modifiers, I believe. So it just gets crazy in there. Number 33. So you're hearing the phaser and the delay together there. Number 34. So you can really, that patch kind of is more for, you to do your solo stuff with your dry bass sound there, Here's another one. All right. Number 36. This one is number 37. So, different patches have different things on the whole modifier switch, but, that one particularly showcases it. Good old reverb. I love this large prism algorithm they have in here. It's crazy. I just wanted to admire that reverb for a second. That reverb is crazy. They did an excellent job with that large prism. That's absolutely one of my favorite reverbs right now. All right, 39. We're getting into the pads now. So many options with this thing. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already, and feel free to leave a super chat, super thanks, all that good stuff. Shout out to Neo, who's one of the followers. I definitely appreciate you. He is playing a huge part in getting you guys a future impact pack, so if you want to contribute as well to help it a little faster, say you have a future impact, feel free to throw in on it, and that helps me get things a little faster. I'm not endorsed by any of these companies, so I buy all this stuff to review and use, of course, but I buy it out of my pocket so I can do honest reviews, because otherwise, when they send it to you, you know what it is. People expecting a good review or something. If, at the very least, send it back and don't say nothing. But if I get it and I play it and I get on camera, I'm going to give my honest opinion about it. But this is definitely one of those pedals you don't want to miss. So that's number 39. Here's number 40. So number 40 is 41. Okay. 42. $43. $44. 45. Okay, that's 45, 46. $47. All right, so we on Number 69, we making our way now. I'm decided that it don't really. Y'all don't need me to announce the numbers. You can see the numbers. You're good. And it'll save a little time. And I'm trying not to dwell on sounds too long. Part of being a creative or just being an artist for a living, as you're hearing sounds, you want to sit there and play around with it. But trying to make sure you guys can get the complete list. All right, here we go. Number 69. So that's literally all the sounds in the pack. Now we're back at 1. So literally that's the entire pack there. I definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with me. If you want to grab this pack, you can do that on the Patreon. I'm sorry, something got me in my eye there. But I definitely appreciate y'all's support on Patreon, on hitting the like button, subscribing. Any way you guys have been interacting with me, commenting, I definitely appreciate it. You guys don't have to hang out with me, and you guys constantly choose to, and I appreciate that a lot. I do not take that for granted. So, if you want to support the channel more, you can head over to the Patreon. You can sign up on there and just support the channel overall. Or if you want some preset packs, you can head over to the Patreon as well, because it's not just for the Enzo X. I have preset packs for the C4 synth, a 47 preset pack for that. I got 11 different preamps available for the ToneX 1 pedals. Then I have a pack for the Zoom MS-70CDR Plus, the MS-60B Plus, and the Zoom B6. So I'll be coming out with one for the HX1 soon as well. So these are all going to be available to you guys, so you won't have to sit there for hours programming all these different pedals. If you like my sounds, you can just grab the preset packs, throw them onto the pedals. It'll save you a ton of time and get you experimenting faster. Now, the Enzo X definitely has impressed me. Like I said, I'm not endorsed by Meris or anything. I just really like this pedal, and I really think it's a great idea and very well executed. Do I think it's absolutely perfect? No. Does need some firmware updates, and that'll help with some of the tracking and different things over time. But for the most part, it is an amazing pedal as is. So don't hesitate to buy it for sure. You will not return it. So this has been another episode of All Bass Creations, Effects, Tutorials, Demos, and Review. If you want to support through Cash App, Super Chat, all that good stuff, I definitely appreciate you. And if you want to find any of my actual music, you can head over to allbasscreations.bandcamp.com, and all my original music is over there or on all streaming platforms. So make sure you find me on other social media as well: Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, at the Bass Negus, Negus, at the Bass Negus, Negus. And I greatly appreciate it. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.